And Dessen, that community wants more policing. They want this to come to an end immediately.
Exactly, Tembekile. The women that we've spoken to here earlier are very concerned about their safety, and as they should be, really, because there have been a number of these cases now. As you mentioned, the fifth body being discovered in that bush behind me, and very similar in age, most of them. The youngest victim, as far as we understand, being 16. The victim that was found yesterday is in her 30s. And just a short while ago, that fifth body that was taken away from here. So definitely residents demanding action, but they also have their suspicions about what exactly is taking place here. They believe that it could be a serial killer. Now, that's a question that I want to put to the SAPS. I'm with Colonel Tembeka Mpele. So let's start there, Colonel. The residents claim that it could be a serial killer. What are your investigations telling you?
What I can say is that we cannot rule out a serial killer, but also the investigation that we have done doesn't suggest a serial killer. So we're trying to investigate all the angles, whether it's a serial killer or not. But the modus operandi, the method of operation, also it's not easy to ascertain it, because some of the bodies are decomposed, and even the postmortem doesn't show the causes of death.
Let's talk about that, because the first case with the sisters, that I understand was registered as an inquest. Yes. But what about the other cases?
Yes, the first one was registered as inquest because they were severely decomposed. The second one, that was found somewhere there, it was a murder because it was partially decomposed, and there was a stab wound on the chest. And this one, that was found yesterday, initially during the day it was an inquest because the body was decomposed, but then when the pathologist came to the scene, he confirmed that the person has been strangled. Then we changed the inquest to murder. And in this one, we're opening a murder case because there is an underpaint that is in the open chest of the body, and also the body was covered with a scarf. So we suspect that the person was strangled. That's why we opened murder for investigation.
So what I'm also picking up is that these bodies seem to have been dumped a while before they've been found. So surely there would have been missing persons cases in the area.
There are missing persons. There's one that has been opened today, and we are not sure whether it's of one of the deceased that has been identified. Yesterday's deceased has been identified, and the police were still busy with them during the day. And in this one, we're not sure whether the person that was reported today is the same person. And the 23-year-old was reported missing on the following day. And that is what we want to always advise the community. If someone from your house has been missing, even in the morning, just go on the very same day and report, because that will assist the police in investigation, and also the relatives. You find the victim alive.
I know, as much as you said that you're not ruling out the possibility of a serial killer, but if you take it at face value, there does seem to be some kind of common link between these cases, particularly the ages of the victims.
What I'm saying, the ages are different, because the other one was 16 and 25, the other one was 23, and the other one was 38. This one, we just suggest that the doctor, in fact, suggested that she's in her early 20s. And the method of operation, that's what I'm saying, in this one, like the 23-year-old and this deceased, the method of operation are not the same. But we are doing our all best to investigate all the angles. And for now, we don't have the evidence that suggests a serial killing. But we don't want to rule that out, because the bodies are found not far from. But we must conduct an investigation, and then we will come up with a solution.
And lastly, the residents, as you know, they are quite upset, and they are accusing police of not taking this matter as seriously as they should, because there have been 5 bodies and no arrests yet. What are you going to do to reassure them?
What I want to say to the community, I just want to request them to remain calm but be alert. They must be extra cautious. They must try not to walk alone in the area, because you don't know where the person is, the suspects or the suspects are. So the people, they must try and walk in groups, and they must not walk alone, and they must not walk in the night, because if we find the bodies that are found here, we suspect that the people are walking to that area, and also maybe they are taken from the road to that area. So we just want them to walk in group, and also to make sure that they don't go around with the strangers. They must also try so that they won't be lured, and then they'll be victims of the crime.
And Colonel, just to confirm, you have a task team on this case?
Yes, there's a task team that has been formed from the district office and formed of the experienced investigating officers.
Thank you very much. Colonel Tembeka Mbele there. So, Tembekile, a task team going through the dockets on this case. They're dealing with those 5 bodies that have been found. And also, just as an aside, a local farmer, this is actually his property, Sia Gaza. He's now put out a reward to also entice the community, if they know anything, to come forward to assist with this investigation.